William Patterson University Television.
Welcome back to the desk. With the NBA season tipping off on Tuesday, we have Jesse, Tristin, Justis, and Samory here to break down some of the most notable early season storylines. And nothing was bigger than the matchup in Tinseltown. The Lakers and Clippers played. Jesse, what did you see from that game?
I mean, it was a new rivalry starting, but if we take a look at some of the film that we have, we will see just how well it went. Starting off, we have LeBron James getting the ball right away, right in the post with a mismatch, got him. Right back again, matched up with Kawhi Leonard, the money feud right there, and LeBron just bangs that fadeaway right over him. Now we're getting Anthony Davis involved down low, and that's just, he's too big, too strong, too fast. And then we got a Kawhi barrage coming, ladies and gentlemen. That mid-range, so deadly. Just look at this. It's effortless for him. He's just banging it nonstop. Steps out to the three, another corner, goes on a barrage like nobody has seen. Then LeBron says, anything you can do, I can do better. Hits a three right there. Clippers are nonstop. Kawhi Leonard, another mid-range, just keeps coming back. It's automatic for him. And then we move into LeBron fighting off Kawhi Leonard, fighting through Montrezl Harrell, and finishing in traffic, taking the lead 36-34 in the second quarter. Kawhi brings the ball up, playing the point guard role, and immediately finds his spot in the mid-range, drains it just like nothing. Now we have Kawhi sitting at the three-point line, shot clock running down, mid-range, it's automatic for him. I mean, what else is there to say? Now Kawhi finishes with the left hand, 42-39 in the second quarter. We move in, LeBron getting Anthony Davis. Again, too big, too fast, too strong, and one for Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis finds LeBron, and a huge dunk in the third quarter. Finishes over Lou Williams, staring him down, showing he's still got some fight, and Anthony Davis puts up the hook floater here at the end of the third, but that's really as far as it gets. The fourth quarter comes, Kawhi Leonard puts him to sleep, and we see it end 102-112. Kawhi was just the better man tonight. He was better than LeBron, and he was better than AD put together. He was better than everybody. That mid-range we've seen is automatic from Kawhi Leonard.
He's showing why he's the best player in the NBA. He picked off where he finished in the playoff run that he had last season.
Tristin, what did you see from that game?
I like Kawhi. Kawhi, obviously, I still personally wouldn't go as far as to say the best player in the league.
What?
He's still the NBA champion. He's still the reigning MVP, but it's still one of those things to me, it's so hard to knock LeBron off of that best player in the world. You win that first game, but again, it's still the beginning of the season. We're going to see how everything plays out. LeBron, 18 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, almost a triple-double to open the season, and he was playing defense with a steal and a block. So,
Justis, what did you see?
Well, the Clippers were definitely the most dominant team in LA in this game. And if you take a look at the stats, you can see why. The Clippers obviously outscored them, had more assists, more rebounds. But the story of this game was the bench difference. The Clippers are obviously a deeper team. The Clippers bench outscored the Lakers bench 60-19. Ridiculous. The Lakers bench needs to step up if they're going to make a deep playoff run, which is expected.
Exactly.
What bench exactly?
Points, what bench do you really have?
Quinn Cook's going to get them 20 points off the bench.
Samory, what did you?
Well, if we're speaking of the Clippers, they had a game last night, and they played the Golden State Warriors, and they easily handled them. In the opening of the Chase Center, they beat them, I believe it was 141-122, and they made it look easy. They had 63 bench points, I believe, last night. They had like 46 points in the third quarter, and they beat Golden State at what they normally do. So if you see, the Clippers beat them by a steady 20 points, and they made it look easy.
On the road.
On the road. And they made it look without Paul George. That's who we're forgetting. No Paul George. Another All-NBA player, another All-Defensive player.
Now, one of the biggest stories before the season started, Zion Williamson's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks, torn meniscus. Tristin, should we be concerned about his health?
I don't think so yet. He's still a pretty young kid, and everybody handles their injuries differently. I know one thing I always compare it to is I remember Rajon Rondo tore his ACL, and then he missed his time, but then played before the end of the season. Everyone normally misses their time. Zion's averaging 23 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. He's a freak of nature, an absolute freight train. He's one of the most athletic players I've seen since LeBron coming out.
How concerned are you, Jesse?
I mean, the most concerning thing is the last stat we seen on that graphic, and that's 3 injuries in the last year. Yeah. He had a knee problem. He had the shoe blowout at Duke,
which was a freak.
That was a freak accident, but also he's a freak athlete, and freak accidents happens with freak athletes.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't want to be too concerned. I don't want to put him on load management, but also I think there's a reason to have a little bit of fear in your heart when you have a generational talent already having 3 injuries in the past year.
Justis?
It is a little early. I think it's definitely a little bit of a concern. Like, as you said, he's had 3 injuries in the past year. And I think this definitely affects his chances at winning Rookie of the Year this year. You know, he's going to be out till January, right?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, so I definitely think the Pelicans should be a little bit concerned.
Samory?
Look, Zion, he's going to be like a freak athlete. We already see that he's a freak athlete with the things he was doing in the preseason. But I think he just needs to knock down a few pounds. He's 280.
Definitely.
And the way he destroys the ball in the basket, look at all the pressure coming down on his knees. So if you take some pounds off, maybe get around like 270, I think he'll be just fine. But for them, I think this is something you may need to worry about.
Right now, Zion's the second heaviest player in the entire league. He's 19 years old.
It's crazy.
And he's only 6'6". It's not like he's 7'4" and he has all that weight. He's about 6'6".
And he's in New Orleans, so you know they got good food down there. So that might be a little bit of an issue.
Fellas, the NBA season just tipped off, but it's never too early for us to make some early season MVP predictions. Samory, who do you have winning the MVP?
Oh, the man, Steph Curry. I think it's not going to even. Okay, Jesse. It's Steph Curry. I think it's not going to even be a debate because there's no Klay Thompson.
It's not a debate?
There's no Kevin Durant. He's not even the main ball handler anymore.
So where are the wins coming from?
From him.
For
I
the
guarantee
MVP.
you, he'll be able to pick a win by himself.
If you see Steph's stats last year, they're great. They are great.
And that was with KD and Klay
Yeah.
and DeMarcus Cousins and Draymond.
And what seed were they last year? How many wins did they have?
They were the first seed.
Okay, and what are they going to be this year, you think?
They'll be around the 5th seed. I guarantee.
Around the 5th seed?
I guarantee.
That's not an MVP type. Unless he's averaging a triple-double, like Russell Westbrook.
He'll average at least 30 points again. Because that's what he did in 2016.
I even think the 5th seed is a stretch.
Oh, come on.
I don't think Steph Curry can be the MVP because I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
Who do you think is going to be
You know
MVP?
who is going to make the playoffs, though? The Brooklyn Nets.
Oh, my
And you know
God.
who is the point guard of the Brooklyn Nets? It's
So
Kyrie
you think
Irving.
Kyrie's going to win MVP? But Steph, no.
Steph, no, he's not going to make
Are
the
you
playoffs.
kidding me?
Look at Kyrie,
The
right?
Eastern Conference?
Yeah,
who are they going to beat in the
Brooklyn
Eastern
Nets are probably
Conference?
the third or fourth best team in the Eastern Conference.
They are.
And they're winning 40 games.
When we look at Kyrie's stats, right? 23.8 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. That was last year in Boston. And guess what? That was an off year. That was an off year.
I'll give it to you. He played good game 1.
Game 1, he played good. He had 50 points and no turnovers.
He played great. He played great.
We're putting quotations
Yeah, we're putting
around
quotes
50
up.
points and no turnovers.
All right, let's move it a little further into the desk. Justin, who you have for MVP?
I'm going with Anthony Davis. I mean, he's besides Kevin Durant when healthy, he's probably the most unguardable player in the league. He's a 26-point.
Tristan's looking at you.
I don't know if
You
I
don't think
agree
so?
with that. I don't know if I agree with that. I can appreciate the Laker choice because that's where I'm going now myself. And I'm also going to mention an off-season as well. LeBron James. Do we forget King James?
Yawn.
Are we talking about the player that I just finished saying is still the best player in the league?
Which is false.
And
It's false.
off-season
It's false.
for him last year where his team didn't make the playoffs, LeBron James averaged 28 points a game, 7 rebounds, 7 assists.
Garbage stats.
That's an
On a garbage
off-season.
team.
Well, I
That's
mean,
an off-season.
we saw it in the Clippers game. LeBron James definitely needs to be more aggressive, and he's definitely a pass-first guy, and I think that's going to benefit Anthony Davis coming into the season. And the Lakers already said that their offense is going to be run through Anthony Davis. So I definitely think he's going to have
Fellas,
a better
the good
season.
thing about this argument, we still have like 6 months of basketball to air everything out. Everything can
It's going
happen.
to be exciting, I think.
But that's all for this episode of WP Sports Desk. Join us next week for a midseason NFL report and a World Series wrap-up. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at SportsDeskWP. Thank you as always to our crew and studio manager Al Clarke. For all of us on the desk, I'm Dante Vocaturo. We'll see you next time.